I was suffering, and I don't know about you guys, but when somebody in my family has an issue, like I am, the first thing I do is like, oh, I have an oil for that, I have an oil for that. And when it comes to me having an issue, I'm like, oh, it can wait, it can wait. So today, like, I started feeling like this, like a vice-like pressure in my head here. And I was like, oh, it can wait. And I knew what was coming. I knew what was coming, but I still didn't do anything about it until about 2 hours ago. And I was like, oh, I can't even function. Like, I couldn't move. I was feeling so nauseous. So I was not going to do this, but then I was like, why don't I just stop being stupid and pull out my oils? So these little guys, M-Grain, Peppermint, Panaway, and Deep Relief, they fixed me up. I feel amazing. So, thank you for oils, right? Right. So today, we're going to make Owie Spray or Owie Oil. You get to choose what we're doing. So if you want to make just an oil, let me move this so you can actually like see what the heck it says. There we go. If you want to make just an oil, that's what you need. That's one that would be in an oil bottle you could just drip on. Or if you want to make a spray, let's see if you can see that. Kind of. Okay, so this would be more like in a spray bottle. So it's your choice, whichever one you want to make. I'll show you how to make them both, but this is what you're going to need. If you don't have tea tree oil, then Thieves is a really good replacement for that. So pull out your oils from your kit. All of these should be in there. Lavender, frankincense. You might have gotten tea tree if they were out of something, but you definitely have Thieves. So those are things you're going to need today. So there you go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to do the Owie oil first. So for that, this is really good for cuts and scrapes. Like, I have a 2-year-old, and I swear not a day goes by that we do not use this like 2 or 3 times. The kid has no fear. He jumps off of everything. Like yesterday, he was standing on this stool my dad bought, or my dad made, and he was looking at the silverware in the drawer, and then he slipped off the stool, and of course he hit himself right here on the chin with the corner of the drawer. Of course he did. So yeah, pulled out the Owie oil for that one. So okay, you're gonna need an empty essential oil bottle. I happen to have an empty Frank one because I use Frank for everything. And just unscrew the top a little bit and then like pull the little drop regulator out of there. Sometimes it takes a little finagling. There you go, I got it. And like I said before, don't pull it toward your eye, because if you do that and you get oil in your eye, it doesn't feel very good. If you get oil in your eye, use milk or a carrier oil to get it out, not water. Water does not do you any good. Okay, so I've got my empty bottle here. I'm going to put this down. We're going to start out with lavender. Now I'm using a 5 milliliter bottle, so whatever you are using, just make sure you up or down the amount of drops. And my cat's going crazy, so he might like sneak into the video. So I'm using a 5 milliliter bottle. If you're using a 15 ml bottle, then triple everything. If you're using one of those little dram bottles, I think those are like 1 or 2 milliliters, then you're going to want to like do just 1 drop of every oil that I'm mentioning. So first I'm going to start with lavender. This is really good for soothing the skin and helping to heal quickly and properly. So I'm going to do 5 drops of that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, there we go. So that's a good one for healing up the skin, cleaning it all out. Okay, then frankincense. This one, you know, is amazing for everything. It's good for healing the skin, helping it to get cleaned out of whatever got in there and soothe it as well. So we're going to do 5 drops of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now either you have tea tree or you have Thieves. If you have tea tree, you're going to do 5 of tea tree. If you have Thieves, since this is a little stronger and has a whole lot more stuff in there, you're only going to want to do 1 or 2 drops, okay? So whichever one you have, 5 for tea tree or 1 or 2 drops for Thieves, depending on which one you're using. I'm going to put the tea tree in, and there we go. Okay, so now all you have to do is then fill it about to the top of the neck with carrier oil. I wouldn't use the solid kind of coconut oil because if you do that and it's wintertime, it's cold, your oil will solidify and you'll never get it out of the bottle. If that happens though, you can stick it under your armpit or in your bra and that'll warm it on up for you. But before I do all the carrier oil, maybe you have some of these oils already. These are oils outside of the kit. It's clove. This one is great for numbing. It's seriously, like I put some on my gums and I was drooling out of the side of my mouth for like 10 minutes because it really numbs you up. So if you have clove, it's a good one to add. Clove is also in Thieves. So if you don't have clove, you might want to put a drop or two of Thieves in there to help numb up the area. And since it's a really strong oil and can make it kind of sting a little bit, I'm only going to put in 1 drop because with the amount of carrier oil I'm using, it won't sting, but it'll still get you your numbing effect. Okay, so 1 of clove, and then another good one is this one. Nobody knows the way to say this. I don't know the way to say this. Helichrysum, I don't know, but it's a really good oil. So try this one because it's good for helping the wound to clot up. So I put in 2 or 3 of these drops and they come out fast, so be careful. Okay, so that's a good one if you have that oil. It's also good for your face. Putting it on your face. I've been putting them in a capsule lately because it's good for your circulatory system, and who doesn't want to help their circulatory system out? I know I do. So, okay, once you've got all your oils in there, then you're just going to fill it up with your carrier oil and pop your drop regulator back on there, and I'll finish filling this up later because that's a lot of carrier oil. Actually, I'm almost there. Never mind. It's a 5 milliliter. 5 milliliters fill up fast. Okay, am I there? I'm there. So that was fast. Okay, so you're going to put your drop regulator back on and just pop it in there like that, and then screw on the lid and shake it up. And then I would not use a roller for this because you don't want to roll something like this onto somebody's cut or scrape and then it gets all in your oil. So don't put a roller bottle on your Owie oil. Okay, that's not a good idea. Use the drop regulator, and then you can either shake it onto your finger and put it on their scrape like that, or if they don't want you to touch them, like my son does not want me to touch his Owie, then you just hold it over the Owie and it'll drip out onto that, and there you go. So that's the Owie oil. I keep this in my purse. I keep this in various places throughout the house because we need it all the time. So that's the Owie oil. If you wanted to make the Owie spray is very handy too, especially for kids who don't want you to touch them when they have an Owie. But it's not good for using like on the face because you spray it and no, you don't want that in your eyes. So this is the spray bottle I use. It's 2 ounces. So for this one, you would use anywhere between 10 and 20 drops of lavender, frankincense, and tea tree. With Thieves, I would probably go with like 10 drops instead of 20 drops. And then you can either do half water and half witch hazel, or you can do a carrier oil. The fractionated coconut oil is really good for this. That's the kind that stays liquid all the time, but I don't have any of that. So I would go with I'm going to go with the water and the witch hazel. And then the glass spray bottle. Ta-da, here it is. So I forgot to bring my witch hazel and my water over here, so I'm just going to do the oils. But when you've got a thing that's this big, you see how long that is? That's really way too long for this little bottle. Make sure you cut it at an angle, because that way it gets all the stuff in there. So for this one, this is also good if you need like a instant hand sanitizer or something to spray shopping carts with, or the high chairs at the restaurants. If you don't have your hand sanitizer or your Thieves spray, Owie oil, it works great because it's got all of the good stuff in there that gets rid of germs and stuff. So for the lavender, I'm going to do 15 drops of lavender, and that takes forever to come out. We'll just say that's 15 there, you think? Yeah, that's 15. And then I'm going to count this because you know Frank. Like, we do not want to waste your Frank. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And it comes out really fast too, so you got to be careful. 11, 12. Okay, whoops. I got 16. Dang it, Frank. Frank always sneaks out. Have you noticed that? He's a sneaky one, that Frank. Okay, and then 15 of Tea Tree. Tea Tree, you might have the older one. It's called Melaleuca alternalia, something like that. Is its scientific name. So if you ever see that and you're like, what is that? That is the other name for tea tree. Okay, if you have clove, yay. I'm going to do 5 drops. If you don't have clove, then do a couple of drops of Thieves. And then my Helichrysum. I love this one because, you know, it's awesome. But also, I got this oil for free, which is a really good deal because it's like an $85 oil, y'all. But I got it for free using my Essential Rewards points. So, yay for me. Okay, so then I would just put in my water and my witch hazel. And then before you use it, you have to shake it up to get the oils all incorporated in there. I shake up all my blends with my oils just because some of them are a heavier oil and I'm afraid they'll sink down to the bottom. So even the Boo Boo oil that I just made, where did it go? Here it is. Even this one, even though it's just carrier oil and essential oils, I'll still shake it up before I use it just to make sure it's all incorporated in there. So then you can either do half water and half witch hazel and shake that up, or you could do all the way to the edge with carrier oil. It's your choice. But that's how you make Owie oil and Owie spray. Anybody have any questions? Questions, thoughts, concerns? It's pretty good stuff. And if you have little kids or you're clumsy like me, it's good to use. It's also good for bruises, so try it on bruises too. Okay, so next week, I gave you a heads up about this, but next week we are making chapstick. I'm excited. And it's great for Valentine's Day too. So you can make this for your kids' teachers, for your coworkers, for yourself, for your friends, whatever you want to do. But it's super easy. Everyone's like, oh, chapstick, that's so complicated. But it's really not. So the first thing you need is beeswax pellets. Like these. You don't have to get the yellow ones. You can get the white ones. But I got it on Amazon and it's like, I don't know, $8 or $9 a pound. It's super cheap. And you can make a ton of chapstick with this because you only need like 2 tablespoons. So you've got chapstick for life in this guy right here. So that's what you need, beeswax, and then coconut oil, the solid kind. Vitamin E oil, so you can get that at the drugstore, CVS, in the vitamin section. You could probably even find it in the vitamin section at your grocery store. And then any essential oil of your choice. Peppermint is a good one, orange if you have it. Let's see, lemon, lavender, grapefruit. These are all really good oils because not only do they smell good and they kind of taste good, but they're also good for your skin. So those are some excellent choices. And then you're going to need, let's see if you can see down here, chapstick tubes or chapstick tins. This is what I use. I got this off of Amazon too. I get everything off of Amazon. They should pay me because I'm such like a spokesman for them right now. Anyway, chapstick tins, you can use that, or the tubes, or if you have empty ones like those egg ones, you know what I'm talking about? You can use those too. And then you will need to use a microwave or a double broiler. And by double broiler, I don't mean like, you know, the fancy double broilers. Just get a pot of water and a glass bowl, and there you go. Double broiler set. So that is for next week at 8 o'clock. So if you haven't gotten your beeswax stuff in your tins or your tubes or whatever, hurry, get online. If you have Prime, it'll be here in like 2 days and you'll be set. So that's for next week. Oh, my cat walked on it and messed it up. I swear it looked prettier than this. Okay, so if you're on YouTube watching this, you can watch it live next time on Periscope at AK Waffle. And if you're on Periscope and you want to check this out later, you can get on YouTube. You can find me at Amanda Wyrick and then just subscribe to my channel. And anytime I put up a video, you'll get a little alert and you'll be like, yay, it's time to make oily things. Okay, so I'll see you guys next week. We're making chapstick. And you guys have a good night. Bye.